So, Charlie, congrats for the Transpac. That was pretty awesome. I know a lot of people who started following sailing just because of you guys. So,
Thank you.
so basically, before we jump further into it, so what is why is Transpac so legendary? How come so many people know about that race?
So Transpac is a race that is, I think, 106 years old now. And basically, the Transpac started like back in 19th century and from San Francisco. And then after, because of the fires back in the 50s, they moved the Transpac start in LA. And then we have two races on the West Coast. We have the Transpac, and next year is going to be the Pacific Cup. And the Transpac is, most of the boats are pretty big and fully crewed. The Pacific Cup from San Francisco is some smaller boats, but also more double-ended. So I think we were the last one to complete double-ended Transpac with Freddie in 2019 on the Figaro 3. And
Okay.
before us, maybe it was like 10, 15, 20 years ago. So it's not very common to see some double-ended boat on the Transpac. Every time we have to kind of qualify. Well, this year it was not that difficult, but we still have to show your pedigree to be able to do on double-ended. And we were still the smallest boat with the first 36. We were the smallest boat of the fleet because most of the boats are in the 50-footer. That's why the TP52 actually came from. I mean, Transpac 52 was really the big class for many, many, many years.
So how come you do it? How come you do it double-handed? You know, what's the drive for doing it like that?
It's more fun. It's more challenging.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. And then you have only one guy to take care of. You know, you have only one guy to be pissed off. You know, it's just I just like it. I mean, we did it 2 years ago on our recreational vehicle. You know, on the RV. I could take a shower every 2 days, hot shower every 2 days. This time I took 2 buckets in the whole race. I had a chef 2 years ago. This year I was a chef with my little freeze-dry food and pot and so on. So I think it's just more fun, and it's more fun to have to be on a planning boat. To be honest, my son asked me. My younger son now wants to do the Transpac with me, like his brother.
Wow.
And he wants to do it, and I replied him, "We go, but only if we go on a planning boat. I'm done with the wooden block. I'm done with
I
the
mean,
wooden block."
you were averaging, I think, almost 10 knots from LA to Hawaii. I think you did like 2,400 miles in just over 10 days. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so we did exactly according to the computer 10:08 or 10:12, I think.
Yeah, impressive. So what was your, I mean, I was following your 24-hour runs as much as I could, but it looked like that you were, you know, pushing close, you know, to 300, but you were always like, did you get it there? I mean, it was like 270 to 280.
I think we did a couple of 260, 270s in 24 hours. The wind was not that strong this year because we saw at the max, we saw like 24 knots, 25 knots in the squalls. The average wind was only about in the 18s and I mean in 20s max.
Okay.
And we got a lot of lows in the 14, 16. So it was not a fast year, what we call a fast year. We were fast, but it was not a fast year for the wind.
No, it was. I mean, I was watching you. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
My best year with the first 30 back in the days, like it was like 10 years ago, we did the race in 9 days and 15 hours. And we had 20, 25 knots from the first minute to the last one.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that this is like the standard for the Transpac. Yeah.
And that should, I mean, the standard should be like in the 20, I mean, high 18s, you know, and low 22s, 23s. But this year was pretty slow. So what happened just behind us is that there's always like the Pacific high that goes above our head, which is north of the ram line. And this year, before the start, the Pacific Rise started to split in two pieces and go very far to the west, which is not very normal at that time of the year. So you will find that pattern more in the spring, not really in summer. So
Okay.
it was a cold race if we compare to the other years. I was telling my wife, I mean, I think I took off my boots day 4. Normally my boots are in the bag day 2, you know, the hat is in the bag day 2. And I kept the hat and all the protection and my boots until day 4, until we could really, really hoist the spinnaker. And we have not seen the sun this year. We had like 2 nice sunsets at the most. That's it.
Wow.
It was a gray year with a lot of patches and a lot of wind shifts, way more than we had 2 years ago or 4 years ago.
More like Atlantic sounds even. So,
Yeah.
hey, but then it means, I mean, I was watching you towards the other J boats because, you know, J's are the legends of this race. And it seems like that only one J125 finished on elapsed time ahead of you. You beat all the rest of them, even the two J125s.
I don't know. I don't think even that there is a J125 on TCF in front of us.
Yeah, I was just quickly going through the numbers, and I mean the J111s were you know way behind, and but the 25s for me that was super impressive because if you say even the wind was lower than normal, and these boats are narrower and more adapted for.
Well, I mean, if you want to win a Transpac, you have to have a J125.
Yeah, that was the mantra, but it doesn't seem anymore.
They have a small mass, they have a fantastic handicap, and they go fast in any conditions.
Yeah, but not this year, huh?
Not this year, but normally, I mean, they are always on the top. There's always at least 1 or 2 in the top 5, always.
So tell me about the boat. I mean, there was a lot of questions. Of course, your boat is not a standard First 36. I mean, it is a standard First 36 in her bones and her, you know, she has the same hull, same structure, same basic components. But then everybody who knows you know, there was a lot of tinkering. So can you quickly run me through everything? I mean, let me start from my side. You know, I know that your first request was can you build me a First 36 without putting in the boat anything which is not structural, which means not even the paint of the interior. So and then you took it, and where did you go from there?
And I think we can even take more off.
Okay.
We finished the race, and I think we have a 2-page list of 2.0 with Frédéric that will start as soon as the boat is back. I think we can save more weight. Well, basically, I think it's easier to say what we did not change.
Okay.
We kept the rudders and the bearings, and that's it. Basically, we created our own tiller system for the steering. Put a long bowsprit because that's really what is important on the Transpac is to have a long bowsprit. And what we actually realized is you don't need a so big spinnaker. We are going actually for the next backup, we are going to reduce the spinnaker size.
How big was the one that you had this year in square meters?
The one we had this year was 143 square meters, I think.
Yeah.
And we are going to size it down because you don't need all that power because we always go triple headsail, you know, with the 2 staysail. And the boat has way enough power. I mean, at some points we had to furl one of the staysail because it was way too much to handle, especially with the rudders that we had. We had too much cavitation. The boat there was too much power. So, but one of the key that we found is the configuration we did with the German sheeting system and the winches on the deck for the Genoa. Well, that's the perfect setup.
Oh yes, you put the extra 2 winches on the deck, so you had 4 winches on the deck. Yeah.
For short-handed, that's definitely the way to go. There's no question.
Okay.
For us, I mean the way it is, and with the main sheets coming back in front of the helm, it was just the perfect setup. So that was the biggest modification was really to optimize the cockpit where we could, with one hand, basically touch every winches that we had and all the clutches we had around. Because basically double-handed, it's like single-handed all the time because one is sleeping and one is on the deck.
Yes.
And then as the biggest modification, obviously, it was the rigging with carbon light-speed rigging. We had some I'm really satisfied about the mast that came from this part, the carbon mast from Maréchal. It's awesome. And the standing rigging made by Lightspeed in carbon it's honestly one of the best rig I ever had in my racing life.
Okay.
So strong, reliable, and also stiff. Never had any question on the rig.
But you kept the same size of the rig, or did you increase
exactly the same size? We kept the standard one.
Okay.
Exactly the same size. But my rig actually can go on any First 36 today.
Okay.
We have not modified anything.
Well, that goes in the light what we were talking, because your boat we always said is going to be, like an SE first of the SE boats that we want to build, the SE versions of the first, but then you take it further. So now we are benefiting with the First 36 SE from a lot of stuff that you developed on your boat. We have the tiller, we have a lot of this kind of stuff. So as you pointed so well on Facebook, if we have a first 911, which have a First 36, which is a Porsche 911 Carrera, and then the SE is the turbo, and yours is a GT3 Le Mans or the GT3 RS. I think this is pretty well described what is going on here.
You cannot compare the keel that comes from the factory and what we make fully custom.
Yeah. So what did you do with the keel? Can you tell a little bit on that?
So we did a pretty long keel. So we have nearly 2.60 meters of draft with a very, very narrow. We have basically the same keel as the TP52, same ratio. Bulb in the bottom, super small fin. Don't care about the upwind because there's only 28 miles upwind anyway on the race, so we don't care. And actually, by the way, we were catching up with the J111 upwind.
Yeah, I saw that.
With only one guy on the rail, and they were 6 on the rail, and we were catching up with them without pushing the boat upwind because we knew that it was just our, like black bread that we had to carry on. But so basically, the key is just like the less drag you can, the highest righting moment you can, because you have some reaching. So it was really the TP spirit that we have in the kit. And the next rudder that we are going to develop will be definitely TP oriented. We are going to go way thinner and longer in the water because the boat goes very quickly above 8 knots. And as soon as you get 8 knots, you need some grip really far below. And I think we can also reduce the drag because as soon as you have some lift on the foil, on the rudder foil, you can go smaller and deeper. So, but we'll put that in a computer. The last but not least, we are going to take your idea of the bow because the bow as it is, so we have the conventional bow on the boat, the mold. And that's going to be the first thing that we are going to cut off in 2 weeks.
Okay, so basically, you're as we are with the SE, we are catching up on your boat, and on the SE has already a modified bow, so you're gonna be taking this one up. So I think for me, this is what you're doing is such an amazing R&D project because we want to have a First 36 race version, like a production race version, and for any production race version, you need a prototype. And what you're doing is you're prototyping the race version of the SE, and now people can pretty much not to extent that you have, but they can pretty much buy this boat from the shelf in many aspects. So that's cool.
And what I realized also, so we have the speed backstay with a larger main.
You have a twin backstay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How did that work?
It worked pretty well, but again, I'm not sure if you need all that power. because the boat goes naturally very fast. I mean, you have to pay that handicap for the split backstay and the big main. So at some points, I'm not sure if it was good. I mean, it's the way to go on a Transpac. Now, if you do a lot of upwinds, I am not sure it's the way to go.
Okay.
Because we had an automatic reef line, so we could take a reef in less than 30 seconds, basically, with 2 marks. We had a lagoon system, you know, the one that takes the crew
Yes.
and we had the lagoon cruising system that worked very well.
Yeah, you are the lagoon dealer, you know, so you're cross pollinating a bit.
So we did, and we were using that, and very quickly we were taking a reef just to get a better control on the boat,
Get the bow up, more bow up.
Just the bow up. As soon as we had the bow down, so the thing is, we have a big list of stuff to work on with Freddy. A lot. We have a lot to work on with Freddy, because the pack up next year will be 26 double-ended boats.
All right.
We may be the biggest one, and we are going to compete in all categories, not only double-ended, but because I want to also beat again the crew guy. It's more fun.
So what you're saying is the Transpac this year is more like a fitness for the next year's Spec Cup. So this year you're racing smallest boats, double-handed against big boats, fully crewed. Next year you go to
the pack up is our race with Freddy, because that will be our number 5 double-ended.
Okay.
We love it. We won it a couple of times. We did the line of honor on that race, and we always said the Transpac is our basically warm up for the Pacific Cup.
Yeah.
Without bragging too much, but that's what it is.
I mean, you can, man.
And now we have a long working list. I mean, the rigging there's nothing to do on the rigging, which is really a blessing. There's a lot of work to be done on the sail configuration to optimize the sail area and the handicap. And definitely we have to work on the bow and the rudders, and we are going to take off, and that's the top secret yet. But we will take off 50 kilos of the bulbs, most likely.
Because you told me that when you build the keel, you actually made it deeper, but you increased the stability of the boat even, didn't you?
Well, we gained 12 degrees.
Yeah. Because I mean, how much lighter is your boat to what's the weight of your boat? Did you get displacement?
So in racing configuration, we were at 4.3 tons and 20. By memory, 4.35. But in racing configuration, I mean, with safety equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah, so but like in the rating measurement,
we were at 4.2, I think. 4.2.
4.2, yeah, and it didn't. The keel weight, you didn't really decrease the keel weight that much, did you?
No. We kept pretty much the same because of the handicap.
Yeah.
But I think we are going to take off some weight because we had kind of too much power at some point.
Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, because 2.6 with a lower COG and about same keel weight. That's, I mean, and the 36 is super stable to start with. So that's a beast.
Yeah, but still we did a couple of pretty big roundups. I mean,
of course,
massive ones. Some massive ones.
So tell me about one of those when you had the rep on the Jenneker just before like few hundred miles before the finish line. You get this huge rep of the Kite. How did that go? How did that happen? Can you tell me? Who was helming? Who was helming? Who did when this happened?
Freddy was at the helm. I was going to sleep. I was really exhausted. It was pretty windy, and we got a couple of squalls at the time. And there was a big gust that hit us. And I jumped on the deck. I released the spinnaker, but I released it too much, and I and something happened on the winch, and I did not have time to put it back. And then it started to round up, and then it started to catch up with the staysail and all of that. And I ended up with this giant Slovenian salami. That's how we call it.
Slovenian sausage, yeah.
But it's it was just a massive roundup, and I mean it's too much ease on the sheets, and it was not good. So.
And then you sailed for a while with like a rift spinnaker. I mean, the picture you sent me, it looked like you made a reef on your masthead. Yeah. And
well, I mean that night, I mean it was completely screwed up, so we could not see anything. And what happened is that we kept the spinnaker 2/3 of the way up, which was completely twisted around the forestay, and we sailed that way until the sunrise, and we had some light, and we started to do sausages, and then put back the big spinnaker. That was the last one anyway.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
It was pretty cool, but now, but again, we found we got some ideas about the staysail. I think we are going to change the configuration of the staysail because downwind it's not good to have the two staysail. It's really good on reaching, but as soon as you go more than 140, 150, 145, you have to be very close to only one staysail.
Yeah. That's what was the comment of.
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, that was the comment of one of my friends who is a sailmaker. He said, this is an ambitious configuration for a double-handed crew because you have to really play with it all the time.
But it works. It works really well. But as soon as you really need to do some VMG, so the Transpac is always a matter of getting the right VMG, going fast, and then you come back on track. So high in the low, low in the high. Basically, that's what Peter Eisler is always telling me.
Yeah.
So just go high. I mean, so there are some configuration when you are looking for VMG, the two staysails are too much. It's hard to do the right setup. But when you start to have the two staysail, it's really a big kick. And the big staysail, the nickname is half a knot.
Yeah,
That's the nickname of the big staysail. But the small staysail, we hoisted it the first evening on reaching, and we put it down after the arrival.
So how tired were you? I mean, I was reading the interview with the J111 guys that you beat for like 9, and then the second one was even further back, and they said they were exhausted and they were fully crewed. So how tired were you guys being on a double-handed crew?
Not more tired than usual. I mean, we are just getting older, so maybe a little more cramped. I mean, for the first time, we didn't drink any wine because we are too tired. But maybe a sign that we are becoming older.
Yeah.
But we were tired like you are tired after a race. But I was not I was more tired after the 4 days on Sydney to Hobart than I was arriving in Hawaii.
Okay.
So I don't know. Yeah, I was okay. I mean, everything was okay. So happy.
Oh, that's super cool to hear. So did the Roy Disney or the Disney people, are they doing the Transpac still? That's the first time I heard about Transpac, that Disney is doing it. That was
all the time. I was with them last night. I was actually last night on Paiwaket on Roy Disney's boat with Peter Eisler. He was showing me his office with his beautiful chart table. And I was dreaming to have the exact same one on the first 36, but it's too big anyway. But he has a beautiful, the boat is fantastic. It's like an old Andrews 68, completely refitted.
They did a movie, didn't they, about the Transpac, like years and years ago?
Yes,
That's
2007 they did. 2007 they did.
So anyway, thanks, Charlie. I'm not keeping you up. You said the first 40 is coming in, or they just came in.
They just came in. They are partying right there.
All right. So I will not keep you from that. Yeah. Listen, your boat is now packed, as I understand. It's going back
pretty
to
much,
LA.
Yeah, tomorrow we are going to pack the rigging, and Remy and Armel asked me to make some pictures of some details on the rig, attachment points and stuff, because I get the feeling that they want to collaborate more with Lightspeed for the rigging. It is.
Oh yeah, it makes so much sense. Yeah.
That rigging system is awesome. And now what's next? I think some days we have to talk about TP30.
I did not expect nothing less, man.
Yeah, because Paul has sold his first 27, so now we have to. He's waiting for our first 30 at the end of the year, but
yeah,
we will be training. But one day I will do the pack up or the Transpac with my kids. He wants to do it. So he wants to do it.
No, I love that. I love that, man. I mean, you're pushing all of us a little bit further than we would normally go. So that's the best part of what you're doing. And
well, wait for my crazy question next week about what I'm allowed to cut and what I'm not allowed to cut. So
I leave that to you and Christian. I'm going to go out of that and then just enjoy the process. So. Okay, hey, I talk to you later. Have fun. My best to Freddy and everybody.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.